source for news.
Puberty is an awkward time for anyone, but if you're going through it when you're under 10, it can be confusing at best. Now doctors are finding more and more kids going through it at an earlier age. News 13's Jennifer Lynch finds out if these growing pains are the new norm.
When 5'2" Hayley Morin was 9, she was head and shoulders above her classmates.
I felt like a Tyrannosaurus Rex in a room full of little velociraptors.
You're funny.
Seriously.
Hayley was hitting puberty early, very early.
I look back and, bluntly, I was shaving her armpits in first grade.
Hayley's mom says no one caught what's called precocious puberty until Hayley was 9 years old, but it probably started around the age of 7.
They do a blood test and a bone density test, and they all came back positive.
At age 9, her bone density was that of a 12-year-old, a big concern for future growth. You essentially have less growing years and end up shorter than if you started puberty later.
She may have only been 4'9" or so, and now she's close to 5'1".
She's 5'2".
5'1", oh, 5'2", which puts her actually pretty average for the women in my family.
So what's causing early puberty? Dr. Jerry Olshan, the director of pediatric endocrinology at Maine Medical Center, says there's a few reasons. One is a pathologic problem like a tumor or a disease, and that could cause puberty years earlier. Another reason? Obesity.
There's pretty good data to suggest that puberty is occurring earlier, but probably just a little earlier. And most of that could be explained probably by the changes in body mass index or the changes in weight of our population.
So as more kids become obese, the more likely we'll see early puberty. But Dr. Olshan says we're talking a few months, maybe 1 year, not years. In these cases, there isn't a concern over growing tall enough or needing to medically treat it.
So if kids watch their weight, or their parents watch their kids' weight?
That's probably the single best way to reduce the age of onset of puberty.
Besides weight, there could also be environmental reasons.
As far as the toxins, so BPA being the best example, it is true that BPA does have an estrogen effect and can cause early puberty in certain animal models. It's not clear that it does it in humans in the amount of exposures that we have.
But the evidence is growing that you may want to throw out products with BPA. In Hayley's case, her parents say they don't know what caused her early puberty, but they did take action. A scar on Hayley's arm is what's left of a hormone implant that slowed down puberty for 2 years.
I didn't exactly feel any different. I just was like, bleh.
But she didn't look like others her age, even now.
She is in a uniform, but she's definitely has different build than a lot of girls in her class, even if she's the same height. There's a definite, it looks way too grown up sometimes. This is just awkward, like going back to the dinosaur thing. It was just that.
But Hayley seems to be doing just fine, focusing on her clothes.
I'm at the age where it's cool when you have awesome clothes.
And entering into her teenage years at the height she should be. In Brunswick, Jennifer Lynch, News 13.
Studies also show there is an increased risk of breast cancer with early puberty. And we want to thank her for sharing her story with us.
Sure do.